we're going to go through accepting the saddle with him. We've gone over accepting the human, and that went pretty well. Now we're going to go through accepting the saddle. And with accepting the saddle is, you see the saddle, I've got it on the fence over there. So you can have it on the fence, or you can actually bring it out and set it down in the middle of the arena. But then I'm going to actually ask him to come on up and introduce him to the saddle. Let him check it out, let him smell it, see what he thinks of it. You know, he should smell other horses on there and go, hey, what is all of this? You know, he has had a saddle on him once or twice before, so, you know, he's a little bit familiar. But I go through everything just to make sure what I have in him. What information does he know? What doesn't he know? And just because a horse has worn something once or twice doesn't mean they have it. So I just allow him to kind of check it out. And he seems to be a horse that really likes to feel things with his lips and nose anyways. So that's nice. A lot of times horses will come up, they'll smell it, and then they're done. And then you can just continue on from there. You know, he's like, oh, I've got to check this all out. Before long, he'll probably grab a hold of it and pull it down or something. So he's getting the idea. I'm going to now grab the pad, and I pull the pad off, allow him to smell it. So I'm going to allow him to smell it. Then I'm going to start taking it up his jaw to his neck to his wither and get to where I can come in and start rubbing him with the pad. And I just have it folded in half. And so again, this is just rhythmic motion. We first covered it with the rope, then with our hands, then with my body in accepting the human, and now it's with the pad. Is he okay with that? Go from one side into the other eye, do the same thing. Start at his nose, kind of take it up to his neck, to his wither, and then down his back. And you go down his back or across his body as much as he can handle. Let's say he could only handle me going this far back, so I'd go there and come back, go there, come back. And I keep doing that until he lets me get to where I can touch him all over. That's really not a big deal. So now I'm going to open the pad up and get to where I can rub him all over with the pad. And he's kind of enjoying it, almost going to sleep. One side, and then get the other side. And not a big deal. Come up and down his neck. And can I go up and over his head? So, just things like that. Get him really comfortable with this pad. And then I start throwing it on like he's had it thrown on him 1,000 times before. And you can even get to where you can kind of be a little bit where you're not too accurate about it, and it kind of slams into them and bumps them, because they need to be able to handle that. And he's doing very well with it. So, I'm going to grab the saddle now. And I've got my saddle set up in a way where I grab it across the cantle, hook the skirting on my hip, and I can hold it with one hand. And I'm going to throw the saddle on from the offside. So I'm offering it to him, letting him smell it back here. Now I'm going to take the pad and get in rhythm, and I'm going to throw the pad on 3 times. So that's the 3rd time, and then I'm going to just take the saddle as the 4th time and just set it up and over him. And the way I just laid it up over him, he didn't hardly know that much different other than some things touched him on the other side. It's just a very polite way of putting the saddle on, because right now is really the most crucial time. I threw the saddle on, so I'm on the offside, so I can let the girth down. I can check it. Don't want him eating grass at this moment here. I can check my girth, see if it's the right length. If it's not, I adjust it so it is. Then I step around to the other side. I've got my girth set up in a way so I can just grab it and pull it, but I want my feet to be pointing backwards. I'm going to use the back of my hand that's closest to him to reach underneath, grab the girth, pick it up, take the cinch, stick it through, pull it, but I don't drop the girth, because that can set some horses off. If you drop it down and pull it back up, they could take off bucking. So I want to get this done as quickly as possible, so I didn't let the girth drop at all. Now I'm going to snug it up fairly snug, because I may not get back to it. So he's feeling it a little bit there. So I just stay with him. Do the rear girth. And again, the rear girth, I like to have it snug too. And then I can put the breast collar on. Okay, so we've got the saddle on. Now I'm going to check it out, make sure everything is in good shape here. Maybe loosen up the breast collar a little bit. So everything looks in good shape. Now I'm going to go ahead and take his halter off. And then I'm going to step back away from him. If your horse turns to want to come to you like this, keep stepping back away and then drive them off, because sometimes their first couple steps a horse make, they all of a sudden just feel the saddle and they'll lunge forward and they can jump right on top of you. So you want to stay off to the side of them and then just allow them to go out there. So he goes a few strides and he kind of feels and stops, and that's okay. So I just want him to feel it, check it out, see what he thinks of it. He's like, I think it's nap time. Okay, so now I'm going to actually ask him to step up and move a little. Allow him to move a little, and then I allow him to stop. Because he's just getting used to something new on him. There we go. So if he wants to move, I let him, but I also let him come back to a halt at the moment. I don't want to just get him out here and just start chasing him and say, you got to run, run, run. I want him to move a bit, feel it, and stop. So he knows when he gets bothered that he can stop his feet. I'd much rather want that than if he were to take off every time. But as we progress here, I'm going to ask more of him. As he gets the idea, then I start saying, okay, now can you maintain that walk going? Can you maintain the trot? So he takes off and he's like, oh, I feel something, I want to come back to a walk. And so I'm going to let him, and then we can do that again. And we can do it again. I just keep asking till eventually we'll have him trotting around here. Because he has to learn to get his feet unstuck with the saddle on. See how the walk's getting better and better as his trot improves. There we go. And it seems like he's not a real forward horse. So we have to say, keep going, more than some horses that are real forward. They don't really think about slowing down. But this is getting better. He's picking up when I ask. Maintaining now. Good, and then if I invite him in, will he come in? That was really nice. He's like, okay, I'll come in now. And then we'll send him on the other direction. See if we can get the same thing. Big thing with all of this is just don't make it a big deal. Make it as enjoyable as possible for him. So he'll want to come back next time and do it again. He's not quite sure what he thinks about it all. Got that kind of a look in his eye where he's not real sure. There we go. It's a little softening. That's what I wanted to see. And that's why I'm keeping him going till he can make that change. And then I'm going to invite him in, see if he will accept the invitation. He does. Super. So that was really nice. I could ask for a canter. I don't think I'm going to because, he's in such a good place here. We don't need to push the canter. This is something you're going to go through, accepting the human, accepting the saddle for at least 3 to 5 days in a row where you're going to do what I just showed here, get them out, get them to move. And over those next 3 days, 5 days, you can then maybe ask them to canter around, get used to it. But, again, don't make it a huge deal. Do it when they're ready to do it. And just kind of progress them along from there. He's picking everything up here so nicely, so I don't want to, put a lot of pressure on him. So, thank you for your time. We'll see you next time.